And welcome back to Viewpoint for today. And I'm joined by a lovely lady who has made a name for herself. She's been around in the political world for quite some time. You're sitting there and look at me like you're very presidential.
Am I? Thank you.
Oh,
Good afternoon.
it was meant to be a compliment. Anna Rabess Richardson, she's here with me. She's the number 5 candidate on the National Alliance slate.
That I am.
That you are. And how has it been?
has
Seems
been.
like a kind of a jockey ride here.
What do you mean by a jockey?
A jockey ride meaning it's up and down.
Uh,
A little bit?
it's a part of the experience. If everything is easygoing, then you won't have the passion behind it.
Yeah, I know.
But first of all, good afternoon to your person and your listeners, and thank you for having me on your program.
I must say, though, that I think you have shown over the years from a beauty queen to this
Well,
that
see,
you can be a good ambassador.
the thing is, people tend to look at pageantry as something very mediocre, less of importance.
You
but
mean here?
Well, yeah, that's true. Here, locally, throughout the world and throughout the Caribbean region, indeed, pageantry is seen for exactly what it is. It sharpens you as a person. It develops you in many ways, and it opens many doors for you. And I am working tirelessly to try to get St. Martin to see the value in pageantry and put your support behind it. It's a sport, huh?
You know something?
I'm coming
Anna?
with a campaign just
On
with that soon.
You know something? I think we have some beautiful ladies on St. Martin,
Think?
but what is missing?
You think?
No.
We
Well, I
have
guess,
some beautiful women.
Yeah, okay. You're right. With the exception that I think what is missing, though, is that character.
I agree to
young
some
ladies.
extent. It's all about development. See, we have to create the platform. We have to create the platform for one to understand that there is an opportunity for you to use that platform to be great. It can start within our households. It can happen within our school institutions. It could happen just by walking on the street. Seeing someone and being able to greet them just by saying, good morning, good afternoon. You know, we tend not to have that much. I've noticed in recent years, you know, just being polite, just being nice, you know, and the Queens actually have a campaign, a positive campaign going on right now, whereby we have taken note that the climate and attitude that we have towards each other is very aggressive. It was this before the storm, and quite understandably, people would be in such a mood or a mode after a storm because of the stress levels. But if we were to share hope and positivity and love and unity with each other, then we would feel more inspired to do great, to band together and work with each other. So the French organization, as in Euphoria St. Martin, they're the pageant production for the French side, and Posh Productions under our St. Martin Girls Rock platform, meaning our queens have united, because now this is an example for others to see. As the queens have united and we are pushing positivity on social media, when we meet and greet people in the community, that's what we're talking about. Let's balance off the negativity we're seeing. So our goal and task has been to post as many positive quotes. I post a lot of videos that will make you laugh, just to inspire the good spirit within and not allow you to constantly think of the negative around us or the trials that we are currently undergoing. And on February 10th, we are going to host the 1,000 Women March. It's going to start at the Posh head office in Phillipsburg, and we're going to do a march from there around town and around to Walter Plants. And we want as many women, girls, juniors, teens, seniors, and matures to join in with us, march with us, bring the unity. We have a couple steps we're going to do in unison, and it's going to be wonderful.
But that's going to be like a double whammy for you. You're going to be in campaign mode. Would you find the time to
Let me
be
tell
part
you
of that?
something. I've been multitasking for forever. I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
You think we have a
It's
lot of-
life. I have a purpose here, and I'm just executing what God has instilled in me to execute.
I think we have a lot of people here like yourself, but the good in them is all bottled up.
I do.
And
I honestly believe that. I just think that, you know, it takes one. Listen, I'm a founding member of Be the Change Foundation. You have to be the change you want to see in others. You have to contribute in order to set an example, be positive. And that's just who I am. So I will continue to smile. Even when the road gets rough, I'm going to smile. I'm going to be happy about it. I'm going to rejoice about it.
I think it was good to at least touch on some of those attributes before jumping into those rugged, tough questions of politics that
Sure.
you're going to have to face.
Go right ahead.
Because I think that's an important side of our development.
Indeed, absolutely.
All right. You ran before on the US party.
I did.
And
Twice.
Two
elections.
What was the reason for you moving
Um,
over?
I will answer that. Last night I had my lunch, right? I had my lunch, and in my lunch I addressed the question that many wanted to know, which was exactly what you just posed. And I'm going to answer that. What I will not do is make my campaign about it. So what I will sum it up in a nutshell to say is I was not valued. I didn't feel valued. I worked hard. I went from 137 votes to 178 votes. You invest time, money, and sacrifices into an institution you believe in. And when the opportunity came for your vote to be executed in what the people casted that into you, because at the end of the day, it's very difficult to get one vote.
Yeah.
So when 178 persons identify you as their representative, it didn't mean just in parliament, because there are other ways for you to contribute positively to the country in representation of those who are your constituents that voted for you. So to be put in a position where you were blocked and not able to execute, you have no value. And I had people that were saying to me, if you run on that party again, I'm not going to support you because I don't want my vote to go to waste. There were persons that were saying, Anna, I'm sorry, but I cannot vote for you while you're on that slate because I know what the outcome is going to be. And when the outcome came, they said, you see what I told you? I was loyal. I was dedicated. I was there from the onset. And as time went on, things was changing. And I just respect that. I'm that type of person. This is your organization. This is how you feel about me. You show that in action. It doesn't even have to be words. It's the action. I will respect your decision. However, as a person who have self-respect and respect for those who cast their vote in me, I'm going to do the right thing and step away. I didn't, like some would want to say, jump ship, because I wasn't sailing on the ship to begin with, but let's just say I was on the ship, right? I waited until the ship docked and I elegantly exited. That's what happened. On November 5th, 2017, I submitted my resignation. Okay. I really wasn't thinking about running again, to be quite honest with you.
Oh, no?
I wasn't. Honestly, I wasn't. But the kind of contacts...
What made you feel like...
Every single political party we have contacted me. And they all expressed their value, how they appreciate my vision, my passion, how I work, how my influence in the community, my dedication to what I do. And it made me think. It made me think also about the 178 persons that believe in me, and many others that did not cast their vote for me yet, but would like to see me progress. And that's why I'm a part of the progressive movement. Yes? Now, so I really was not of mind to run.
Okay.
I just really was not appreciative, or I didn't appreciate the way I was treated. And it was time for me to just move out of the way and let things go they wanted to.
Yeah,
So
did you have a chance to discuss that with the leadership?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We had discussions. I mean, we had discussions along the way. But when the discussions were over, they were over. When the decisions were made, the decisions were made. And for every action, there is a reaction.
I see.
Yeah? So you do what you have to do, but be prepared for me as an adult, as a woman, as someone who has self-respect and respect for others, that I'm going to do what's best for
Did you
me.
hear how you say as a woman?
That's right. That's right. Need I say it again?
Yes.
As a woman, I made that decision. I'm sorry, Wendell. Am I being too strong? My bad. My bad.
No, I just think you were emphatic, woman. And I've always said this whenever I'm involved in any kind of interviews uh, involving women. I've always said that this is a great platform for women to rise to the very highest level
Indeed.
in service, because throughout the Netherlands Antilles and St. Martin, we've had lots of women that were involved. So it's a given point. A lot of people want to associate politics with more a men thing.
I don't know why, because women are very nurturing. So you need to have women that are things from a total, a caring perspective, a loving perspective. And when we think in a loving and a nurturing kind of way, we're looking for growth. We're looking for stability.
A little softer,
development. Not necessarily softer, because we can be quite aggressive as well, especially when we're passionate about something.
Hello, lioness.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we still think differently to men. And we're more on the social end of things.
Maybe that's why we were able to do so well as Netherlands Antilles, because I believe we had a very good balance
indeed.
in terms of service.
Indeed.
And we would like to see that continue. And we hate to see women of your caliber just get buried.
And that's what was expressed to me. So, I mean, you as well saying that, you clearly identify with my position. So I appreciate you saying that.
You think I'm bigging you up here? Not at all. I think you have to be a strong politician and stand up on your own weight.
If you say so.
Anna Rabess Richardson. Quite interesting. I happen to know her personally, so...
Yeah, you know me from since I was...
a little tiny tot.
Kindergarten,
A little tiny tot.
Wendell and I in the same class and everything.
Yeah, my
away.
son, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is a very strange situation right now, though. I know a lot of people weren't expecting, and this would always forever comes up, about the unnecessary election that we have to go through. And I know that there are people who, I'm sure they're not prepared for you to say anything to them that would want them to support you. But when you come across those people, what do you say to them at this time? Because a lot of people are very discouraged.
I agree, but I also look at it from a different perspective. I see the position we're in right now as the reset button. I saw Irma as a reset button. I saw Irma as the wake-up call, the unveiler of the truth. And I think that the events that have occurred since Irma is an understanding that whilst we might not be in favor of an election, it will turn out to be the best thing. Because my campaign is PIP, P-I-P, Power in People. We have to understand that as the people, the power lies in us. It is how we cast our vote that determines the structure of the government, the formation. If we scatter our votes, we must understand that we have decided we want a coalition government. And over the past couple of years, that is exactly how we have casted our votes. So this is an opportunity.
We're not realizing it, I must add.
We don't. We haven't. And that's why my campaign is about educating the people of St. Martin to understand. We come back a little bit to the negativity. And I'm saying, take an approach of being positive to do a process of elimination. Fine. There are 93 persons who have postulated themselves. Do a process of elimination. Eliminate the persons that you do not feel can represent you in Parliament. Park them to the side and focus on the ones you do believe can work for you. Get together, open your WhatsApp chats, your Facebook chats, and group with people and speak about the positive contributions you've seen of those that you believe can represent you. Focus on the contributions you've seen them do in the community. Focus on who you believe or who you believe connects with your is like-minded with you and your goals and the things you think should be executed, and follow those people. Stay away from the negativity. We know what is wrong. I'm the kind of person, I've identified what's wrong, I'm solution based. I don't have time to dwell in what is wrong, because dwelling on what is wrong will not assist you to make a sound decision on fixing the matter. So I'm saying, band together as groups, have discussions that are positive. Yes, you have to identify your history in order to know where your future will lead, what path you will take. Touch on it, identify, but focus on the now. Focus on what you want to achieve. And the people have the power. And I'm saying, throw your support behind a party that has a slate of people that can fill both parliament and that of ministries. Not a case where they will be elected into parliament, but must now look outside and select who they wish to put into ministerial positions that we know nothing about. You see, and my goal is to, as a parliamentarian, is to see us introduce a double ballot election. I ran with this last election and I'm going to say it again. A double ballot election gives us the opportunity to have persons postulate for either a parliamentary seat or that of a ministerial seat. But you're campaigning about a specific ministry. So for example, if I'm interested in being the Minister of Education, but there are 5 of us that are campaigning on the education bit, what type of projects we're bringing, the initiative, the structures, etc. When you follow us based on that ministry, you can now decide if it is you feel have that project plan that is going to be beneficial to the country. And that would be the like mind for all ministries. There is as well where we get the separation between the powers, parliament and ministry. We need to be able to make conscious decisions about who we are going to support. Cut it out with the friend and because we're family, is because we're everything else except the intellectual support, the character, the persons who will be able to work in the interest. And we have a lot of young professional people that have postulated themselves, that have the passion and dedication to work for St. Martin. Elect us. My name is Anna Rabess Richardson. I am number 5 on the National Alliance slate. I've been here, I'm working, I'm committed, and I've proven myself. Elect me into Parliament.
I want to roll back a little bit to when we were talking about the good that came out of Irma.
Irma.
You actually mentioned something about a reset button. I've never quite heard it that way, the way you brought it across. But if you take a good look at it, that can be the foundation for positive change.
This is my point. We need to flip the script in terms of looking at our situation as negative. This is an opportunity to rebuild. What does St. Martin Strong mean to you? Ask yourself that. What does St. Martin Strong? Don't just say St. Martin Strong because at the end of the day we are resilient and nothing can knock us down. It means more than that. It means that we will rebuild bigger, stronger, better structure, more loving, more attentive, unity. That is what St. Martin Strong means to me. But we need to be able to elect people into our body of government that will bring the structure.
And who is the one that's going to make the change?
She's sitting right before you. She's sitting right here before you.
That might be the you.
She's sitting right here before you, and she's on the National Alliance slate.
Okay.
And that's the team.
You're gonna take it easy for a minute.
I'm right here.
Okay. What I wanted to say, the you is plural.
Yeah.
I believe what I really wanted to get out of what you've just said is to get all citizens to understand how much of responsibility is lying on their shoulders as well.
PIP. Power in people.
Yeah, but you personalized it. You took it and ran with it for yourself.
No, it's not just about
She's
running.
sitting before you.
No, it's not. Okay, Wendell. All right.
That's okay. It lets me know and let our listeners know exactly who they're dealing with. I appreciate the fact that you were forthcoming in.
You asked me about leadership, huh? You asked me who's going to lead.
And don't try to justify anything here.
No.
And twist in your corner.
Oh Lord. Okay.
All right. You made another statement that I think is an interesting one as well. Park those people who continue to believe that politics might be the same way over and over again.
Yes.
Can you explain that a little bit for people to understand?
Sure, absolutely. I was saying to not focus on the negative. So if it's a case that you have identified someone that you are not in favor of, don't focus on them. Just let that, do the process of elimination and let that be. But to constantly use that as a premise as to, for example, not to vote, to have continuous discussions about what's wrong in St. Martin, to use that, your power, again, power in the people, to post those things on social media or use that as basis to communicate in your chats. It's taking away from the opportunity to be able to make a positive decision and influence to others.
But it's true that it's part of our culture. We have always grown up that way. We're going to support who we're going to support, even though you don't have a good reason for supporting that person. Sometimes you're doing so only because your parents has always been a supporter of a political party, as such. You're saying we need to look away from all those things now and realize how much of a burden rests on each individual to make the right decision so we can get the best for this country.
Correct.
All right. Anna, speak to the people. We have a couple of
Sure.
seconds left.
Thank you again for having me on your show, and I appreciate the conversation we've had. I like to debate, so it was good having a little debate with you. The people of St. Martin, I am asking you to follow me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/voteanna, and I'm going to be on various radio programs, TV programs, everywhere. We're going to have contact meetings. We're going to be touching base with a lot of people to be able to share the platforms that we have. And this is my goal. My goal is to represent the people in Parliament, and I would like you to give me that opportunity on February 26, 2018. Thank you so much for having me on the show. This is Anna Rabess Richardson, number 5 on the National Alliance slate.
All right. It was nice talking to you
Thank
again.
you.
We don't get much of an opportunity to do so. But,
Yes, it's true.
It was a pleasure.
Indeed.
All right. Well, thank Anna for her time and the fact that she was able to share from her heart, both with you and myself, of course. I was just playing the role of a facilitator anyhow. But, great candidates out there, folks. You need to take a good look at them, listen to them, hear what they have to say, and make your decisions accordingly. That's going to be it for today. Once again, thank Anna for coming in. It's Friday, folks. It's the start of the weekend, so make sure you enjoy all of it. Until Monday, God's willing, when I'm back with another program at noon, I invite you to join me then. But also, check me out on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. I have an interesting guest then. Until then, we're gone. Bye-bye.